What happened in Charlottesville strikes at the core of America. And tonight, this entire arena stands united in forceful condemnation of the thugs who perpetrate hatred and violence.
President Trump kicked off his campaign rally tonight defending his responses to the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia. Good evening and glad you're with us tonight. I'm Allison Woods.
And I'm Brent Weber. Mr. Trump's arrival at the Phoenix Convention Center was greeted by mass protests. Now, this was the scene moments ago in Phoenix outside the convention center where police have been using flashbangs and gas canisters after a few protesters began throwing rocks at police. Police chief was very clear in saying early on most protesters throughout the night were not unruly. They chanted a variety of sayings, things like no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA, and this is what democracy looks like. But for the most part, except what you're seeing here, it was peaceful. Now, Trump's visit to Arizona, his first political event since the race-driven violence in Virginia and those divisive comments in the aftermath. Once inside, the president made it clear where he stands on the issue.
If they don't want to report that I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK. I openly called for unity, healing, and love, and they know it because they were all there.
The president also went on to list accomplishments of his administration thus far, reassuring the crowd the White House is on track.
We are fully and totally committed to fighting for our agenda, and we will not stop until the job is done.
The president cited American troops, freedom, the flag, and the Constitution, including the Second Amendment. We'll have more reaction to the rally later in the newscast.
And we're following breaking news out of Butte County tonight, where a subject with a felony warrant was shot and killed by a Butte County Sheriff's deputy after making threats and waving a gun. It began after 7 o'clock this evening on the 1900 block of Durham-Dayton Highway in Durham, when Butte County Sheriff's deputies tried to serve warrants for his arrest. The subject came out of the home pointing a handgun at deputies. The man, whose name has not yet been released, did not respond to SWAT team attempts to communicate.
We were attempting to get the bomb squad robot to the scene to try to establish communication. Before the robot could be deployed, the subject left his residence, walked outside holding a handgun. Preliminary information we've received is he then walked into the road and pointed the gun towards our deputies that were in the area. One of our deputies fired a single shot and hit the subject.
The suspect was pronounced dead at the scene by medical personnel. He was wanted for charges relating to an illegal marijuana grow and code enforcement violations. The highway is shut down from Lott Road to Jones Avenue as the investigation continues. The Butte County officer involved shooting and critical incident protocol team has been activated and is investigating the incident.
Smoke and ash still raining down in Humboldt County, thanks to those fires in Siskiyou County and up in Oregon. And now it's so bad a public health emergency has been declared for the entire Hoopa Tribal Reservation.
You can see the smoke. It's pretty thick today. It's in the unhealthy, kind of hinging on the very unhealthy range.
That was the Hoopa Fire Chief, Rod Mendez. He says the air quality is so bad, the tribal chairman has activated the Hoopa Tribe's Emergency Operations Plan and issued an emergency declaration for public health threat. The Hoopa OES will be leading the emergency by reaching out for assistance and support.
Lightning lighting up the skies tonight as storms roll through northeastern Shasta County, Modoc, and Siskiyou counties. This video was sent to us from Melanie of lightning at Fall River Mills this evening. Thank you for sending this to us, Melanie. Meteorologist Rob Ellington is tracking the storms and is here with the very latest. Hey, Rob.
Hey, good evening, Allison. Great video sent in, and we're still tracking those thunderstorms right now, and that's why we have these red flag warnings in place. And of course, we're talking about the smoke from all the wildfires burning in western Siskiyou County and into Oregon. Most of those fires started from lightning about 4 weeks ago, and of course, smoke will continue to be an issue with all those wildfires. And of course, you're going to look out for new fire starts from all the lightning that we've seen today. There's a look at the radar. This is over the last 3 hours, tracking a big thunderstorm complex that continues to move west and southwest. You'll notice the core of it exiting Modoc County and most of it now in Siskiyou County, just grazing northern parts of Shasta County, especially in the last 2 hours. You'll notice again most of the lightning and even the heaviest rain is now in south and southeastern parts of Siskiyou County, but still getting grazed right now in northern parts of Shasta County as well as western Oregon. Not seeing as much lightning as we were seeing maybe an hour or two ago, but still quite a bit of cloud to ground lightning strikes showing up. And we'll take a closer look at the radar coming up in about 10 minutes. But your threat tracker over the next 3 days, some lingering thunderstorms tomorrow, but not nearly as active as what we saw today. And then we're tracking sunny and hot conditions Thursday through this weekend with another late season heat wave in for the North State. Back to you.
Thanks, Rob. And we do have some good news out of Butte County tonight. The horse named Tulsa that was shot by an arrow last week is on the mend. Her owner, Crystal, sent us these videos tonight of her back home. She says she isn't eating much hay, but is eating grain, which is a good sign. She's also standing upright better. Tulsa was shot in the neck by an arrow a Friday evening. The Butte County Sheriff's Office is still investigating as to who might be responsible.
A man wanted for parole violations arrested this morning in Anderson with the help of a canine officer. Around 10:40, Anderson police went to a home on Bay Street. They found 46-year-old Malcolm Ross was inside. He has priors for burglary, theft, violent crimes, and drug offenses. And when he failed to surrender, police sent in K9 Arrow, who helped facilitate the arrest. Ross was taken to the hospital, then released to parole agents.
If you were on I-5 today in Shasta County, you probably saw a sight like this. Bumper-to-bumper traffic on the southbound side. I witnessed it today as I drove into town from Lakehead this afternoon. Now, we took this video just before 3 o'clock this afternoon, obviously driving in the northbound lane. And just as you thought traffic couldn't get any worse, there's a high-speed chase through all the traffic this morning. Around 11, a deputy spotted a Honda Civic driving erratically on Churn Creek Road. A chase began leading through a red light at Knighton Road, then onto southbound lanes of I-5. Deputies say the driver forced cars and big rigs off the freeway as it sped through congested traffic. They backed off the chase, but caught up with him when he took the exit at Riverside Avenue, where the driver hit a sedan. He took off running, but was arrested. Deputies say the driver was Oscar Fuentes, and his car was stolen from Redding earlier this month. Inside, they said they found ammo and an empty handgun case, but no gun. He was also on parole for evading assault on police officers. A family trapped on the roof during a flash flood in the Midwest.
This is severe storms made their way across Kentucky up towards Maine. Coming up, what that family did in order to get to safety. That's after the weather on KRCR News Channel 7 at 11.
Thousands of people come together to support and protest the president. I'm Danya Backus. I'll have the latest from Phoenix, Arizona.
And we're still tracking thunderstorms moving west and southwest through parts of the North State this evening. We'll take a closer look at storm tracker radar along with your forecast right after this break.